1973 Fj40 Toyota Land Cruiser that we put a 2H naturally aspirated diesel engine into with a 5-speed manual transmission. Okay, as far as dashboard stuff is concerned, we've added a momentary switch here that essentially, when you turn the key on, it cycles the glow plug light on and off. And we put some 10.5 volt glow plugs in there, pretty much just for reliability. The super glow system that came with these engines is kind of funky at best, and getting parts for them are kind of difficult these days, so a basic Wilson switch is the best alternative to the factory glow system. In addition to that, we also added a vintage air underdash heat and air conditioning system that really works well. It gets rid of the goofy underdash heater thing that Toyota put in there originally, and we also added kind of a color-coded Pioneer head unit, a CD player with an iPod connector on it, and yeah, there's a basic look at the dash. We added a couple of labels just so the customer will be able to recognize initially how to work the thing. Okay, this is the 73 Fj40 that we put the Toyota 2H into. And as you can see, it looks factory, but the real challenge in getting any Fj40 to work with an engine conversion is you're kind of having to fabricate almost everything, because they were utilitarian by design and they're really basic. And so anytime you try to add stuff to it, you have to build everything from scratch, and it gets kind of complicated from that point on. So you can see the way we kind of routed the AC lines and everything, and we used a factory Toyota diesel air filter assembly setup, and we kind of customized it a little bit to suit the application. And let me go ahead and point out some stuff on the engine. This is a all aluminum 3-row radiator that we built. We completely custom designed this fan shroud from scratch. This is the factory 2H diesel AC compressor that we essentially just routed everything to. That way you don't have to get crazy with finding different belts and things like that and pulleys. Everything just works kind of straight out of the box. This is your obviously your brake master cylinder and your clutch slave, and then we have a coolant reservoir here, which is an overflow tank that's attached over here on the radiator, and there's a little outlet nipple on there. Your fuel filter changes are all connected directly to the engine, so for a fuel filter change, it's real easy. It's just sitting right there on top of the engine. Okay, a big perk to having a factory Toyota diesel conversion in an Fj40 is that all the Toyota diesel engines come with a power steering pump. And so what we normally do is we'll add a Saginaw steering conversion kit onto the project, and we can just plumb that Saginaw kit directly to the factory diesel power steering pump. So everything works perfectly, and there's no funky brackets or anything. You can kind of see, if I can zoom in here, let me see if I can get it, how we routed all the hard lines and we ran them through the frame rail, and then we put a factory power steering reservoir, and then we color coded the bracket to the paint so that everything matches completely. And we did not respray the whole car, we just kind of blended in and matched the paint color that was already there. Now, on all of our Fj40 conversions, we do use all marine grade battery cables, wiring. We solder and heat shrink everything. It really helps a lot when you're trying to troubleshoot things that all the electrical system is really snugged up tight and done professionally. We also install this bus bar, which is a 250 amp bus bar that all of the connectors for everything that we installed is powered directly by this. So that way if something shorts out, you're going to pop this bus bar, and it is a protected circuit. One thing I'd like to note is that we did install on this particular vehicle air conditioning and heating via the vintage air underdash combination unit, and we definitely have to say that this is more complicated of an install just because a lot of we don't like using the rubber hose systems that come with the Vintage Air kits. They kind of look cheesy and thrown together, and we really don't care for them a whole lot. So on most of our installs, we do aluminum lines, and we custom fabricate them to order. That way they look nice and clean, and they almost look like they're factory. Generally speaking, you turn the key on, and what you're going to do is you're going to hit this glow plugs button here for about, I don't know, 5 seconds. Just enough to get them hot, and then you can see all the gauges work, your oil pressure and coolant, amp meter. The Fj40 is kind of great because it's so simple. There's not a whole lot of electrical stuff to worry about. Let's have a look at the engine here. You can see they're really quiet. You know, a lot of guys that have gone with you know, GM diesels and stuff, they've really regretted it after the fact, just because, you know, these Toyota setups are just so much smoother. And I'll do my best to film this. You can see these engines really just start right up immediately. And I am going to kick the air conditioning on because it is pretty hot down here in San Antonio. So here we go. I'm just going to do a little cruise around here. I think the speed limit's much above 40. But to give you an idea, I'm going, let me get a straightaway here. Coming around a curve. But like 20 to 40, it's get a straight shot here. You can see if I just step on it a little bit, it really likes to go. A lot of torque. And as you know, torque's the name of the game. We also did some 390 gears for this customer to try to get him a little bit better highway RPMs. This thing will cruise at 65 all day long.